Well, Mr. President, members of the Congress, dear colleagues, excellencies, distinguished guests, observers, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I want to congratulate you, Mr. President, dear Hervik, on your election to this very important position, and to wish you absolutely every success in the presidency of the Congress over the next 2 years. We came in the Congress together 16 years ago, and I have no doubt that your experience and dynamism will do an excellent job with you at the helm of this great assembly. Now, this is the last time that I will be addressing you as President and as a member of this Congress. It has been a truly exciting 16 years with this remarkable institution in this wonderful debating chamber of Europe here in Strasbourg. And half of my political career has been within this Congress, and I feel very proud indeed to have participated in turning the Congress into what it has become, a truly consultative, monitoring and operational body of the Council of Europe, fully engaged with the intergovernmental sector and other partners in improving the governance of our communities and the quality of life of our citizens. Over the past years, the Congress has grown within the Council of Europe's institutional architecture to become a major stakeholder and actor in the intra-institutional meeting set up by the Council of Europe Secretary-General Jagland, together with the Presidents of the Committee of Ministers, the Parliamentary Assembly and the Court of Human Rights, as well as with the Commissioner for Human Rights. We have seen success in reasserting ourselves as equal partners of national governments and parliaments, and today the Congress is clearly engaged in an increased dialogue and coordination with the Committee of Ministers through regular exchanges of views with the permanent representatives in Strasbourg, their rapporteur groups and steering committees. The Congress has also been actively participating in conferences of specialised ministers, as there is a growing range of areas where joining our action with national governments will maximise its impact for the benefit of our citizens. In the past month, for example, I have had the privilege of representing this Congress at the conferences of Justice Ministers, focusing on responses to urban violence, and of ministers responsible for social cohesion. Both subjects of direct relevance and high importance for local and regional authorities, especially at this time of economic crisis. We have continued to build synergies with our institutional partners, with the Parliamentary Assembly in particular. The Congress is promoting increased consultation and exchange, especially at the level of the rapporteurs of the two assemblies. This complementarity of action and cooperation in concrete areas was also the emphasis of the so-called Chavez report, adopted by the Conference of Ministers responsible for local and regional government in Kiev in November 2011 and endorsed by this Congress. And I very much want to thank the Parliamentary Assembly, especially its General Rapporteur, Sir Alan Meale, who will be with us during this session, for the excellent cooperation over the last years. We've strengthened our monitoring activities and broadened direct political dialogue with both national governments and with territorial authorities to ensure an effective follow-up to our recommendations, and through this monitoring and observation of local and regional elections, we are designing post-monitoring cooperation programmes to assist member states to overcome the existing problems in the field of local and regional democracy. Last year saw many good examples of this work, with the Congress's participation in the Council of Europe action plans for the Ukraine and for Albania, in particular through the project on strengthening local government structures and cooperation of local elected representatives in Albania. I could also mention seminars on developing post-monitoring procedures and step-by-step implementation roadmaps organised by the Monitoring Committee in Vannes in France and in Sarajevo in July and September this year. Furthermore, the Congress is developing its contribution to the Council of Europe's policy toward neighbourhood regions and is taking an active part in implementing, together with the Venice Commission, action plans for democratisation in Morocco and in Tunisia. Congress delegations have visited these countries on several occasions over the past year, and this afternoon we will be debating in this Assembly the opportunities for local and regional democracy presented by the Arab Spring and the Congress's action in this regard. We have refocused our thematic activities to ensure maximum contribution to the Council of Europe's core objectives of democracy, human rights and the rule of law. Among recent examples of such actions are the launching of the European Alliance of Citizen Regions for Roma Inclusion, the broadening of the European Local Democracy Week, and our Pact of Towns and Regions to stop sexual violence against children, as part of the Congress's contribution to the Council of Europe's 1 in 5 campaign to fight sexual abuse of children. And I'd very much like to thank our thematic rapporteur on Roma Travellers, John Warmasham, who is also the coordinator for the European Local Democracy Week, and our thematic rapporteur on children, Duiska Davidovic, for their active work. We have seen success in advocating the role of local and regional authorities in promoting and implementing human rights in their communities, and in creating conditions for their full exercise at the grassroots, something that was regarded as a prerogative of national governments alone. And through our monitoring committee and our thematic rapporteur on human rights, Lars Mollin, we are developing cooperation with the Fundamental Rights Agency of the European Union and making progress in raising human rights awareness at local and regional level, of which a good example is the recent seminar on human rights and local governance that was held in Tirana. Through our Governance and Current Affairs Committee, we're developing responses to the current challenges faced by local and regional authorities, which are linked to such broad issues as the economic crisis, the growing diversity of our societies, and the need for better local integration, as well as the crisis of public confidence in democratic institutions and the need for greater citizen participation and re-engagement in democracy, in particular that of young people. And in this regard, the Congress has been contributing to the debate on the future participative model of European democracy, not least through our active participation in the World Forum for Democracy, which was held here in Strasbourg last week. Now, I invite you, colleagues, to peruse my activity report, the State of the Congress 2012, for more details on these and other activities over the past year. I would only stress once again that these activities are proof of the growing operational capacity of this institution that has become more result-orientated and more relevant to the core missions of the Council of Europe. We have more rapporteurs from more countries, and this reflects the successful move towards involving more and more members in the activities of the Congress, and we have become more inclusive. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if the Congress is different today, it is due to the broad and comprehensive reform that we have undertaken over the past years. When I assumed the presidency of this Congress 2 years ago, I made a commitment to steer this Assembly through the implementation stage of the reform process. And I've led the Congress with an open heart and with an open mind. And I would like to thank all members of the Congress for their support and active participation. I'm proud to have been able to also contribute my energy and my ideas to this process and to see this reform bear fruit today. I'd also like to express my gratitude to Andreas Kiefer, our Secretary General of the Congress, who was also elected in the midst of the reform process and who has successfully risen to the challenge. Andreas has carried out his duties with great skill and with great vigour. And through Secretary General Kiefer, I thank, of course, all the members of the Congress Secretariat who have helped me in my work and have made my duties as President that much easier. Today we celebrate the new Congress with its new membership and with its new leadership, carrying forward our mission of upholding, defending and advancing local and regional democracy, and of making local and regional self-government stronger and truly representative of our citizens. And I wish absolute success to this new Congress, to all of you with the challenging tasks that we have ahead. And I'd perhaps like to offer a recipe, peut-être pour le bénéfice de Jean-Claude Frécon. And I would quote the French revolutionary Danton, Jean-Claude. De l'audace, encore de l'audace, toujours de l'audace. Audacity, more audacity, and yet more audacity. And finally, Mr. President, I would just like to offer you, on behalf of my own city of Manchester, not Manchester City Football Club, the City Council, just a very, very small gift and token of appreciation for our very long.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, please.
So thank you very much indeed, colleagues, and I leave this Assembly a better body. Thank you very much.